Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to this final session of the International InfoIn Conference on University Business Linkages. This is the AGEA session. As you may have heard from the previous session by Professor Dunbar, this is the session on AGEA, which is the African German Entrepreneurship Academy, which is a network of universities and higher educational institutions working together to promote entrepreneurship education and entrepreneurship within African universities. One of the key or flagship activities that we have is the AGEA Business Idea Competition. And the main aim of the idea competition is to unearth or bring out business ideas within the university space. We had a general competition last year, but this year the focus has been on ideas that have been initiated, that has been started through research activities. So you're talking about master's research, PhD research, and also research that has been conducted by researchers and lecturers within the universities. And then business ideas have been able to come out of these research that have been done. And this would be the focus of the AGEA Business Idea Competition going forward. Yeah, so you are all welcome to this session. I would want to welcome you to this session. And what we are going to do in this session is to have the final event of this competition. We started off somewhere, and then from the beginning of somewhere in the earlier part of September, and then we are at this point, which is the final session of the idea competition. So welcome again to the grand finale of the AGEA Business Idea Competition 2021. Thank you for joining us from wherever you are. Now, I would want to share with you the program outline so that you would be able to know what lies ahead of us within this 1 hour or so, 1.5 hours that is ahead of us. So ahead of us, I would, because it's an idea competition, we have a jury, and the jury would help us to select the winners of the idea competition. Now, I'll present the jury to you and also explain to you what the jury would do. And also you, as the audience, you have a role to play because we have one award which would be selected by the audience. So the jury will give us 3 positions, and then you, the audience, will also select one idea which is interesting to you, would help us to select one idea which is interesting to you, and this idea will be awarded the audience award. I would also introduce the 6 finalists to you. Then from there, we zoom into the video pages, which you would see. And then based on that, make your judgment. Also, after the videos, the participating teams would have the chance to respond to questions from the jury. So each of the teams would have 2 questions from the jury, and then they would respond to this. And this will help us to clarify or have better understanding of the ideas that they have been working on. From there, that point, we would go into the voting session, and the jury will also finalize their assessment, and then we would announce the winners, and by the end of the day, we'll know who won what in the AGEA Business Idea Competition 2021. So that is the plan ahead of us, and we hope that we'll have a fruitful session within this time. So quickly to share with you how we got here. We started the idea competition as a process. We started with opening registration around September and October, where people who were interested in participating gave us or shared their ideas with us. From there, the initial brief ideas were reviewed, and then they were moved on to the next session, which is our innovation management platform called Innolytics. And there they had to give more details of this idea, of the idea that they have submitted. After this process, there was an initial evaluation of with about 10 members who reviewed the ideas, and then at the end of the day, we had the top 6. Each of the ideas, I must say, were reviewed by at least by 3 of the jury, and then at the end of the day, we had the top 6. Now, the top 6 had the chance, with our support, to produce a pitch video. Of course, we are in the digital setup, and so we needed to find a way to get the ideas shared with you or with a bigger audience. And for that matter, we have the videos, and for the first time, we are all going to see the videos today. And based on that, we are going to make our decisions or our selection on who is going to be the winner. And so we are here today in the grand finale, having gone through all these processes over from September till this time. Okay, so next off, as I said, we have a jury, and I would want to introduce the jury to us. And the jury members are part of us, and then in due time, you would see them during the video, when we see the videos, and then they can ask their questions after the video session, after each of the videos. Now we have first someone you have seen so much today. We have our own Professor Dunbar, who is the director here at the International CEPT Competence Center at Leipzig University, and he has so much experience working with startups, and so he's somebody that would be very has the competence to help us to decide who wins what today. Next off, we have another person you may have seen already here. He's in the person of Mr. Samuel Yao Akumiya from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Ghana, and he's the head of the Center for Business Development. Also, someone who has had so much experience dealing with startups, ideas, and competitions as this, and so his experience will be very valuable in helping us to select the winners of this today's competition. Next, we have Professor Peter Wanderi, who is the head and overseer of the Graduate Enterprise Academy of Mount Kenya University. He also is the head of the Mount Kenya University Foundation, and so has a lot of experience working with projects, managing projects and ideas, and helping alumni of their university to set up businesses and linking them to enterprises. So he's also going to help us today to finally select the winners. Then lastly, we have Dr. Gonzalez, who is from Rwanda, joining us from Rwanda. He is a lecturer and also the coordinator for the INES, that's the Institute for University of Applied Sciences in Rwanda, INES Ruhengeri. And he has been working with students and also with some, in terms of incubating business ideas. And so he's going to help us today to come up with the winners. So you can see that we have a very competent jury who are going to help us, who are going to grade or rate each of the ideas that we'll be seeing today. And at the end of the day, their ratings would help us to choose the first, the second, and the third winners of the idea competition. As I said earlier on, there is another award which is for the audience to select, help us to select who wins what, wins the audience award, I mean. So one award would be selected by the audience. So please pay attention, take a look, a critical look, and understand the ideas and decide who you would want to be, who you are going to vote for as the one who is going to win the audience award. Okay, now we go on to the top 6. We are going to see who are the top 6. First of all, we had over 200 submissions, initial submissions into the idea competition. And then we went on into having 73 going on into the analytics section. Out of the analytics, we had 30 ideas which were assessed. And out of the 30, we have settled on this top 6. So I would want to share with you a slide where you would see the top 6 ideas in the competition. The first one is a sub-natural insecticide from Ghana, from a team from Ghana. I would later on show you a slide where you can see the team. Then we have PlantLife, which is a mobile application helping farmers to identify diseases, pests and diseases. The next one is commercialization of alternative feed and natural additives to poultry. That is an idea from the university in Nigeria. Then we have e-trash to cash, also from Nigeria. And then from South Africa, we have bioremediation of brine waste water for agricultural purposes. The final idea for the top 6 is REALNUTRI Rice, which is focusing on improving nutrition through a mixture, the right mixture of rice flour and other ingredients to improve its nutrient qualities. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the top 6 of our idea competition. So very soon we'll be seeing the details of the idea. So these are the members of each of the teams, but these are the members of each of the teams. So for sub-natural insecticide, we have Francis AGEA, Prince Ebo, and Samuel Kofi Tulashi from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. The next team, PlantLife, is made up of Blessing Sibanda, Josephine, PC. Sorry if I'm not able to pronounce the name well, PC Panodia, and then Loni Macha, also from the Namibian University of Technology, Namibia. The third group, alternative feed and natural additives for poultry, is made up of Dr. Akilolu Oluwafemi Ayeni, Israel Obadari, and then Sarah Olateju, all from the Federal University of Technology, Akure in Nigeria. The next team, also from Nigeria, is made up of Salisu Abdullahi, Khadija Al-Nur, and then Chiroma Hassan from Bauchi State University, also in Nigeria. Third is from South Africa, the team from South Africa, Amand Amin Eroko Zichem and Celia Muziza, also from South Africa, University of South Africa. Then finally, we have Grace Asio, Senior, and then Mavios Kiwanuka, and also Dr. Michael Banuwanye from Chambogo University in Uganda. So these are the top 6 ideas and also teams. And so we would want to move on quickly into seeing the ideas and then also help us to decide what, who can win what. Now, we would have the pitch video, we'll see the pitch video, and then we'll have a short question and answer session. Each of the teams have about 8 minutes, 3 minutes allocated for the video, and then 5 minutes for the question and answer session. To manage the time, we would have the jury would ask the questions, the 2 questions, and then the responsible person to answer for each of the team would answer the question. Okay, so I think I've said enough. Let's go on into the ideas, and so we can take on the idea for the first video. If that is ready, we can have that idea for the first video.
Hi, I'm Francis Ejay, a final year MPhil Chemical Engineering student of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Ghana. The title of our project is REALNUTRI Insecticide, a natural insecticide that is used to mitigate fall armyworm invasion. Existing synthetic brands used to fight fall armyworm invasion on farms are known to cause undesired effects such as loss of natural property of the farm and farm produce, and loss of essential organisms in the soil. However, the recent results obtained from our study conducted by our team on this subject, utilizing neem extract as a natural pesticide, show that the extract has a great potential to mitigate or even stop fall armyworm invasion in a way that can easily be applied by farmers whilst maintaining the natural property of their farm and farm produce, and also without causing harm to essential organisms in the soil. The extracts are obtained by the succulent extraction technique, employing ethanol as our solvent.
The frame Boniface, the Kuyani Okumase, the Dria Ebro, and a banche kakra, and a bankeni so kakra. So a banasa, you soon bro. You don't do her. What did you do? So I won't say a few funeral. I said the air shear. So back we saw her, we saw her. And no mum dear, and a woman that aid.
We seek to engage stakeholders like the Food and Agriculture Ministry because they are the front runners of the whole issue, because they normally come in contact with the farmers and also with the institutions which normally engage in the crop science and other things, and also give them our products to apply on the pilot scale so that we will know the total effects of our product. So we wish to also produce products that are not cheap but competitive in the market, and also moderate for farmers to buy in order to stop the fall armyworm invasion. Economically, Ghana loses about $177 million annually due to the damage caused by fall armyworm invasion. Our goal is to produce an environmentally friendly product on large scale to distribute to farmers in Ghana and Africa at large, where fall armyworm invasion is prevalent. We also wish to conduct further studies to facilitate continuous improvement of our product.
Great. So that is the idea from Francis and his team in terms of helping to control pests and diseases, especially the fall armyworm in Ghana and also by extension to in Africa. They will take two questions. We would have first from Dr. Gonzalez and Shimimana, who would ask this question first, and then also Mr. Samuel Akumiya, and then Samuel can respond, and then if they have other information to add, they can do that through the question and answer sessions.
Thank you, Bismarck, and thanks to the presenter. It's really a nice and very good idea. I would like to ask just one question regarding the affordability of the product, given the prices or the competition in the market of the existing pesticides. How do you see your product being competitive and affordable?
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we did a survey on the prices of these synthetic brands of insecticide that is used for controlling the fall armyworm. And we found out that theirs ranges around 45 Ghana cedis. That is, when you convert it to euros, it ranges around 6 euros. And we are, the team, are trying to sell ours within 30 Ghana cedis to 35 Ghana cedis, which is affordable, because comparing that price to what's already there, which the farmers sometimes can't afford, it reduces the stress level on them. And hence, I think that one is affordable but competitive on the market scale. Thank you.
Mr. Akumiya, if you can pose your question.
Okay. Thank you, Francis, for a good presentation. Those of us in Ghana know the effect of the fall armyworm. But I want to know, which stage are you in the development? Are you market ready, or you are still work in progress? And if you are work in progress, you are already pricing. So I want to know which stage, because the stakeholders are expected to hear should be the private sector, agrochemical shops, food and drugs authority, which is the regulator. All these, you have not mentioned them. You mentioned the Ministry of Agri, but you can't get any business from Ministry of Agri. So where have you reached, and what is your market entry strategy?
Okay, so I will allow one of my team members to answer this question. That's Principal. Kindly raise your hand on the. Okay.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello,
Yeah,
good
go ahead.
afternoon.
Your time is running, so
Yes, please. On stakeholder consultations, actually, I'm part of the team and I work with the Food Authority. But to also answer what Mr. Akumiya was asking, we are not just in the process stage. We have also developed the product, but then we are not so much, or let's say, absolutely relying on the Ministry of Food and Agriculture just for the business aspect. We understand that they are in charge of regulation of food and all related issues, which is why they are our focus. But however, when it comes to consultations with Food and Drugs Authority and other state-owned agencies who are involved with the process like Registrar General and all of that, we have things in place, and then we are ready to register our business. We have our business plan also ready, and then what we are now waiting for is that we want the support of the funding system. That's what I want to say, so that we can just move from there.
No, the question is, who is your market?
Our market for now is farmers in Ghana. Actually, we want to target first the people of Ghana. Then we also have plans of extending that help towards other African countries.
Thank you.
okay. So thank you very much, and thank you to the team. We want to move on to the next one. So thank you, Francis, and thank you, Ebo. We want to move on to the next idea. And that idea is PlantLife. So the video for PlantLife is ready. We want to move on and see the video for PlantLife.
My name is Blessing Spanda. I'm a master's in computer science student. And my team member here is Loni Matsa, who's also a master's in computer science student. Our other team member is Josephine Paspanojga, who is a PhD candidate in plant breeding. We are the team behind the AI-enabled mobile app PlantLife.
According to UN, world population is to increase to about 10 billion by 2050. Therefore, food security needs to be strengthened, though one major problem is the issue of plant diseases and pests that cost the world economy around 220 billion. This is according to FAO 2017. Farmers face problems identifying diseases and pests. Furthermore, the chemicals or solution to apply on time.
Our solution to plant pests and diseases is an artificially intelligent mobile app called PlantLife. PlantLife works through capturing of affected leaves through the smartphones that the farmers already have. This will provide a reliable and economic way to detect and manage pests and diseases. This will also improve yield and quality of farmers' produce, ensuring livelihoods for them, whilst also contributing towards food security. PlantLife will also reduce environmental hazards through misuse of chemicals.
I'm Simba Chani, and I'm a small-scale farmer. Now, we concentrate on animal husbandry and horticulture projects on this farm. On the horticulture project side, we've been facing a lot of problems with pests and diseases, and this has resulted in a loss of quality in our product and as well the yield that we get. As a user on the ground, I've noticed that this app is very easy to use when detecting plant diseases and the pests. What I just need to do is find one of the affected leaves and I take a picture or so. After taking a picture, I just zoom in the picture, result of infection.
Our mission is to improve food security through helping farmers increase crop yield and quality through a prompt and accurate detection of pests and diseases.
Great. Thank you very much, the team from PlantLife. And you can see Josephine, I see Blessing, and also Loni there. Thank you, and for sharing your idea with us on this platform. We would want to take a few questions from you. I think the first question is coming from Professor Peter Wanderi, and then the other one would come from Professor Utz Domberger. I would say that we pick the two questions, and then you can answer, and then if they have any feedback, they can give you. So let's take the questions now.
Thank you. I congratulate the team, but I have just one small question about accessibility of the app to the common farmer who does not have this technology. Maybe can you explain how that common farmer will be assisted to get help using the technology that he does not have? Thank you.
Okay, so can you hear us? Okay, thank you. So for this idea, we were looking at looking at Zimbabwe, and you see that the teledensity is over 90% of the whole population, also including the farmers that are already there. And we see that there already is an opportunity with this teledensity that is already there, and how
many people are already using smartphones and phones inside Zimbabwe to target these farmers. And so we see that there's an opportunity with what they already have, the smartphones that are already there. And then if there is an opportunity where some farmers are not also being included, it can be used. Other methods can also be implemented which can cater for those farmers.
Thank you, Professor Dombega. You can.
Okay, thanks for the very interesting presentation, and I think it's a very useful app. I have just one question. You know, at the end of the day, you have to make money, yeah, with this business idea. So what is your idea how you can generate income with the app? Is that the farmer pay for the app, or who pays, so to say, you for bringing this app into the market?
Okay, thank you very much, Prof, for the question. So for monetization, we have a strategy because we identified people who might be interested in using this application. We have the farmers, we have the service providers, and then we have other organizations which would love to get information about the diseases and pests inside the nation. So for farmers, what we want to do is to give it to them as a free app. So they get it to use for free and get to use all the functionalities that can help them prevent yield loss and also quality of the produce. And then we have service providers. The first service providers that we have are those who provide solutions towards these pests and diseases, like agrochemical companies. So right now, what we want to do is to incorporate them into the app. And this is through advertising solutions that they have through the app to the farmers when they detect the disease, to say you can get it from this and these and these solution providers. So those we would like to target those. So those can do a subscription-based service where they subscribe to the app to advertise through the app to the farmers for that. And then we also have other people who, like the extension workers and also organizations which, for example, FAO, who wants to know what is happening around the countries in terms of these pests and diseases. So for extension farmers, because they are also part of this system with farmers, they'll get the app for free, but then we'll also add some more functionalities towards them. For example, the regions that they monitor, disease outbreaks, where there's disease outbreaks and all that. And then we also have these organizations like FAO, as I said. We want to provide, because the farmers are getting for free, they'll provide data on what diseases are being detected, which areas, and yes, so that would also help them to have an analysis of okay, these diseases affecting these parts, these crops, and if it can be also the variety and of the crop that is being affected, then they get to use that. Yes.
All right. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Josephine, Leonie, and Blessing, for sharing your idea with us. So we'll move on to see the next idea. And this idea is alternative feed and natural additives for poultry. This idea is coming from the team from Nigeria. So if that is ready, let's go into and see the video first, then we can have the questions.
I am Dr. Akeoluwa Femayeni, a researcher from Federal University of Technology, Akure, Nigeria, the team leader for this project.
And I am Monia Yosera Olateju, co-researcher in the team.
And I am Wanderi Israel, the entrepreneur manager.
Nigeria has witnessed high increase in population, which also led to high demand for animal products in the recent. While farmers are trying to look at for how to meet up with this demand, they are also confronted with the high cost of production, especially the feed, coupled with the advent of COVID-19 pandemic in 2019. While some of them are trying to survive, some of them are also closing down completely. For us to be able to meet up with this demand and also maintain production, is expected also to produce a least cost ration to boost the production and also maintain profitability. Many of them depend on antibiotics in order to maintain their production. But the European Union, in their findings, have noticed that there is a residual effect of this particular antibiotics usage in livestock production, which has also led to the total ban in 2006. For us to be able to maintain the production, it's better for us to also look elsewhere, finding naturally available products for us to be able to maintain the production in the sub-Saharan Africa. To make these products available to the end users, which is the farmer, we need to fund the commercialization of this particular product, as well as collaborating with the investors. One of the solutions to the aforementioned problems lies in the production of least cost ration for the farmer.
The least cost feed were produced through the utilization of waste from food processing industries, fortified with fluted pumpkin leaves.
And also, we've been able to develop pathogenic feed additive from natural plants in the tropical region. And these pathogenic feed additives can serve as an alternative to antibiotics.
Great. Thank you, team, and thank you for sharing your ideas with us. We have Dr. Aki Lolu Ayeni, who is representing the team, and he's going to respond to the questions from the jury. So we'll have a question from Mr. Akumiya, and then you would respond, and then we come to Dr. Gonzalez also, who would put his question to you. So let's have the first question from Mr. Akumiya.
Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
I think that anything organic is very much welcome. But I heard that your raw material is food left over. And I want to know, how can you sustain this supply for industrial production? People's food left over will be very difficult. Will be very difficult to sustain as a supply, point for industrial production for poultry. So that's my first question. The second question is that the least cost ration is a generic name for, production that is cheaper, that has all the ingredients together. So what is special about yours that the farmer will stop buying cheaper imports and shift to yours because you are using organic, antibiotic? So I have two questions. I want you to address them.
Please go ahead and respond.
Okay, thank you. The first question is how to sustain the production, especially this waste from the food processing industry. Actually, the food processing industry that we are targeting are those from the bakery industry. And as we all know that there are a lot of bakery industry in the country, starting from the bread making industry, biscuit, cake, confection, and others. So to get all this will not be a problem, especially when they just feel that this one that they can't use any longer for their original products. Instead of throwing them away, it's better they throw it to us so that we can fortify it with our products and make it available for the farmer. Now, the second question about the organic production of these products. The leaves that are supposed to be used is readily available. It's readily available around us here. It's just for us to mix it in the right proportion and make it available for the farmer so that they can continually use it instead of depending on antibiotics in managing their poultry. And as we all know, there are a lot of poultry farmers, especially the backyard ones, that they don't even know what to do when it comes to the management of diseases. But they always depend on whatever the veterinarian recommended for them in terms of a treatment or preventive measure. But by including all this material, it will be better for them even to go further in maintaining productivity and also maintain their profit. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then Dr. Gonzalez, you can pose your question.
Thank you for this presentation, a good one. I just wanted to ask this question related to the affordability again of this the products. When we look at natural additives, we find that wherever they are used, they tend to increase the cost of the final product. And in the market, people are used to buy these cheaper additives. Don't you see that this will conflict with the income, the revenues generated? And another thing that I can ask about this, if you have already tried to use them, have you ever seen any increase in the productivity of the chicken?
Yes, thank you for the question raised. You know, the first time we look at the issue of additives, now this one is natural, and there is no way those farmers, after they want to use it for preventive measure or curative measure, they themselves also know the actual price they are buying those antibiotics. And even some of them that are also using antibiotic growth promoters, they also buy. And this one now is something that we can get in our environment, natural. And the only thing that is left there is the ratio to which you can mix them, which is also live with us. Now, the second question about maybe we have tested the product. Yes, because we just we have finished the broiler, and at 6 weeks, I can assure you we got between 2.5 to 2.8 kilogram of a chicken at 6 weeks. And we're about starting another project now, using this same product for layers. And at the same time, we are also extending it to pig production, which will now cut across the livestock production in general. And that's the stage we have now.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Ayeni. And thank you, judges, also for your questions. Thank you to your team for sharing your idea with us. And we wish you all the best. So we move on to the next idea. The next idea is e-trash to cash, and this is a social enterprise helping people to exchange waste for money. So let's take the idea from e-trash to cash.
In Nigeria, as in several older developing countries, there is an informal waste management system. Nigeria generates an estimated 32 million tons of solid waste per year, one of the highest amounts in Africa, of which 2.5 million tons of this waste is plastic. With the current low rate of recycling in northern Nigeria, most plastic waste ends up in landfills or are discarded indiscriminately, with the resulting risk of soil and water contamination and possible entry into the food chain as microfragments. There is a need for sustainable approach to reuse plastic waste. The plastic recycling intervention was undertaken to address these environmental issues in Bauchi State.
The aim is to help people who are vulnerable, people who could not access basic services such as healthcare, such as education, through helping them to earn cash from their trash.
A wata mukan siyar musu kaman ton 2.5, sannan kuma kaman hard plastics, fasassun robobi, mukan siyar musu kaman kilo 800. Kaman ledar pure water muna siyar musu kaman kilo 400 zuwa 450. Bayan e-trash cash akwai wanda muke siyar musu, akwai kamfani da muke siyar musu, at least mukan tara musu a wata yakan kaman ton 4 iya bandir, ton 4 zuwa ton 4.5 duk wata. Akwai baro da na saya wanda ake tura ruwa, wanda kaman duk sati ko duk kullun akan kawo mun balas din wannan kudin.
Our mission as a social enterprise is to help both the people and the planet. Through our waste collection centers, we support the people at the bottom of the pyramid in local communities to exchange all their trash for cash, which they use to better their lives. For instance, use the cash to buy more food for their families. For the planet, we directly reprocess the trash we collect from the communities into raw materials, which could be used to make reusable products.
Wow. Thank you, Salisu and your team. Thank you for this idea. The questions would come from, again, Mr. Samuel Akumiya, and we have Professor Dunbar who also gave the question. So let's start with Mr. Akumiya. Mr. Akumiya, you need to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and for a good presentation from Salisu. Salisu, my first question, is there a shortage of trash that you have to pay for? Is there a shortage of it? Secondly, is the incentive of payment to allow them to sort the trash from home, or you just go and pick them and go and sort it out? Because then I don't see why trash must be paid for. So that's my question.
Okay, thank you so much for your questions. To answer the first one, there is no shortage of trash, of course, that has to be paid for. But the major thing is for us to incentivize people, to educate people. The low-income people or the people at the bottom of the pyramid do not care about the dangers the plastic waste poses on the environment. But in the first instance, they care about the cash incentives that could be given to them, so they can bring the trash to our local collection centers. So there is no shortage of trash, but then we need to give them incentives in order for them to sort the trash at home and for them to bring it to our collection centers. And yes, we pay them the incentives so that they can sort out the trash once it is generated. So from the point of primary generation of the trash, it is sorted and it is brought to the collection center, and the incentive serves as a motivation for them to keep doing what they are doing.
Okay, thank you. Then your pictures must show sorted plastic waste. The pictures doesn't show sorted plastic waste. Thank you.
Yes, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Akumiya. Yeah, let's go on to Professor Dunbar.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your very nice presentation. I would like to ask you one thing. I mean, at the end of the day, if I understand you right, you want to process the plastic trash and you want to create new products out of it, as you have shown also in one of the pictures. So what would be the most favorite products you can produce out of this plastic trash, and how you will distribute then this product into the market?
Thank you so much for these questions. So at the moment, we collect the plastics and we process it into raw materials, plastic pellets, and we sell that to the local companies who make other plastic products. So at the end, our major vision is to be able to transform these plastics into direct products that do not actually make more negative impact into the environment. So our vision is to transform plastic waste into plastic blocks, plastic tiles, and plastic building materials, so they can be more durable, and then they can replace the more expensive building materials we have.
Thank you.
Salisu, you still have about a minute. So if there's some more information about your idea you want to search, you want to share, you can still go ahead. You still have like a minute.
Okay, so our main vision is to help both the people and the planet. So we are doing two things in one. We're helping the people to exchange trash for cash, and by so doing, create education and awareness, which is much needed within the low-income communities in Nigeria and as well in Africa. And then on the other side, we are helping the planet because all the plastic waste we see, it finds its ways into the water bodies, into the landfills, and into the air when it is burnt, creating greenhouse emission, which causes the effects of the climate change we see. So we all have a role to play. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much to Salisu and the team. Thank you for sharing your idea, and yeah, we'll see how it goes with the judges and also with the audience. Yeah. All right, so we are on to the next idea, which is coming from South Africa, and that is bioremediation of brine wastewater for agricultural purposes, focusing on producing a product called Afrobacteria to purify wastewater. Let's have the video.
Hello everyone, I am Eroko Azinchim, a PhD candidate at the University of South Africa in the Department of Environmental Sciences. I am a team leader, and my colleague and I, we have decided through this competition to come up with a biological product called Afrobacteria. Afrobacteria is just there to purify our wastewater for agricultural purposes, and the topic that we are going to develop is related to the bioremediation of wastewater for agricultural purposes. Let's remember that we have three methods for the treatment of wastewater: the physical, the chemical, and the biological. But the two previous ones are expensive and using a lot of energy compared to the third one called biological treatment. So through Afrobacteria, that is basically made up of bacterial species, we will be able to clean our wastewater. And remember that our target market is just the places where we have pollutant, and also we need to remove salt from the sample called wastewater and soil, meaning that our customers are farmers having their farming activities from the coastal and mining activities area. We need only the middle income farmers so that they can purchase our product and also our services. My team and I, we have decided to bring up our green economy from the country and also duplicate the same thing from other countries facing the same problem. In South Africa, we have a lot of mining activities bringing a lot of pollutants, and my team and I, we have decided to help farmers so that they can easily help their family to grow up with education, with money, and also bring employment through the green economy in this country. This is how we are going to manage our topic, and also we hope that this will help us to fight our poverty. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you very much, Iroko and the team. I can see the jury here. I can see Iroko. I don't know, is he with us? Because I saw him earlier and then I think he's not in here at the moment. Yeah, so maybe I suggest that we go on. In the meantime, we would move on, and then hopefully if he rejoins us, we can probably have the time to ask him the questions. So we would move on. We have one idea left. So please, judges, just keep your questions for Iroko, and then when he joins us, probably then you can address the questions to him. So we'll move on to the next one, the last and final idea, which is REALNUTRI Rice, which is called REALNUTRI Rice, and this is producing a rice that supports nutrition based on a specific combination of vegetables and other local materials that they are using. So let's take a look at the video, and then when we come back, we can take the questions from the jury.
Hi, I'm Grace. Hi, I'm Mavias from Chambo University, Uganda. We are Team REALNUTRI Rice Flour. 1/3 of the world population relies on rice as a sole food, which lacks essential mineral nutrients, leading to high levels of malnutrition among children and women. In fact, Ugandan women involved in mushroom growing are faced with the challenge of post-harvest management issues. And yet, 80% of silver fish produced in the country is used for animal feeds. To make the flour, we mix the appropriate quantities of rice flour, then appropriate quantities of mukene, silverfish, appropriate quantities of pumpkin seeds, and then appropriate quantities of mushroom flour, and then we make the Nutri Rice Flour, which later we are able to package very nicely to produce ready product for the market.
Silverfish, the water for it helps you in the joint pain, and it boosts your body. You look nice before everyone. It's for elder and children.
Research, silverfish contains essential nutrients like omega-3 and 6 fatty acids, proteins. Mushroom contains fiber, fatty acids, and phosphorus. Pumpkin seeds are rich in vitamins, essential amino acids, and zinc. Using design expert software, data can be collected on the nutritional needs of children and pregnant mother, which can be integrated into optimum ratios from locally available foods. This can be mixed to make REALNUTRI Rice Flour, a composite to improve the health livelihood of the community. We want to reduce malnutrition among children, pregnant mothers, and refugees. With reduced post-harvest losses, we can save the livelihood of our people in Uganda.
Yeah, that is the idea from Marius and Dr. Grace, who have joined us and who are ready to take questions. So we have Dr. Gonzalez and Professor Wanderi, who would be asking the questions. So let's start with Dr. Gonzalez to pose your question.
Thank you, Bismarck. I would like to ask the presenters what they think is unique in their product.
All right, thank you very much, Doctor. Yes, our product is different from others on the market because for us, we are not producing a general product like nutritious food, but we use different data on the needs of children and adults. And another thing, it's not just a product on market, but the raw materials, we get them from the farmers that are struggling due to post-harvest management, because these are farmers that are producing mushroom that is perishable. And also these other people that are producing silverfish is also perishable. Over time, we conserve them within our product. So the good thing with the product is empowering the community. And we are not just empowering community, but it is long life process whereby we are working them in the production process. But we have seen many industries around, they are not directly working with the local farmers. But for us, we've worked with them when we are collecting our research data from the field and up to the stage, different stages of development of our product. So that's the unique thing about our product.
All right, thank you for your response, Mavias. Professor Wanderi, you can pose your question now.
Yeah, thank you. I congratulate the team, and I happen also to be a close relative to persons in Chapel University. I congratulate you. Keep it up. Now, my worry is when you're dealing with the food products and you're bringing in so many aspects of it, mushrooms, fish products, and so many things, and then you want to go through the process of processing them and trying to commercialize them, that is mass production. How do you ensure that you're giving us something that is clean? How do you ensure that there is no contamination? Fish, for instance, it's very easily contaminated. How do you guarantee the population that you're selling to them something that is not contaminated? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. As I said earlier on, we are working with farmers directly and the suppliers of fish. So in this process, we encourage them in terms of the management of their product. That's why we give them some bags that really where they can keep their food products as raw materials. And in the end, we train them. We work with them and we train them on the best way of managing their products. For instance, we've engaged other partners that have worked with farmers, especially in silverfish, whereby they have created these racks whereby they can keep their fish in the drying process. It is kept clean, and in the end, they use these bags that we supply to them to keep our fish. Then the same applies to mushroom. And also in terms, you've said that we mix a lot of things. With this design expert software, you can assess the quality of the product that you are trying to bring to market before you bring to market. So through this process that you see, it's community-based, we engage our suppliers. We don't just go to the field and we get the ready produced raw materials. So we work with them through the entire process to make sure that there is quality assurance within our product. And also in the production process, as you've seen in our video, we are trying to work in the laboratory, but when you enter even the laboratory, you keep yourself clean. That's why you had AGEAs and we had all the stuffs on our body, because in the end, you are working in food and really you want to keep this quality assurance. And even we have experts, because for me, I'm a biologist and Dr. San is also a biologist, but we also have a food scientist, that is Dr. Mike. So you see that there is diversity within our team, whereby we make sure that everything is followed under guidelines. And also, we are working with the UNBS agents, because in Uganda, we have an organization, a bureau, that regulates the product before it goes to market. So there's already quality assurance. Once that badge of the national board is given to you, really there is a quality assurance within your product. So that one gives people assurance that really this product is not contaminated, because the board comes and follows up your production in the industry or your factory. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your response. Thank you for sharing your ideas with us. So thank you also, jury, for your questions. I think we have Iroko back. Thankfully, we have Iroko back, so we want to give him the chance he had about 5 minutes or so to respond to the questions. So the judges, Professor Dunbar and then Professor Wanderi, you can stay on and then you can ask your questions that you had for Iroko. You can post these questions to him.
Okay, I hope, Iroko, you can hear us.
Yes, hello, Prof. Hello, everyone. Hello, panelists. Yeah, sorry for the disturbance of the internet. Allow me to be on audio because actually we have some problem here in Pretoria, South Africa.
Yeah, thanks. It's fine. So let's just go ahead so that we can ask the questions.
No problem. No problem. Let me make my first question. You know, when you use your Afrobacteria, which I guess is a mix of different bacteria species, and you apply them to, how to say, to clean, to process wastewater, how you will do it? I mean, how is it technically done? You will put the bacteria powder, so to say, into ponds of water, of wastewater, and then you let it there for a certain time, and then it get cleaned, or how it can be done technically?
Okay, thank you, Prof, for the question. What I want to mention is that Afrobacteria is not a mixture of many species of bacteria capable to remove salt from wastewater, meaning the pollutant. We have identified many species, but we have incubated only some few species. That means actually we can have 5 products of bacteria, depending on the pollutant that we would like to remove. Technically, how it works, we have also some commercialized Afrobacteria, because that is the name that we have given, because those bacteria have been sequenced in Africa. That is why we gave Afrobacteria. It is not the commercial word, no. That is just the word that we use here, but we have seen that they are already in the characteristic. It depends on the physical chemical parameter that we are going to use to remove our pollutants. First of all, as you were talking about the powder, of course, we are going to do the lyophilization so that we can have our media of bacteria into like a powder that we are going to use in our incubator. When we are going to pour our Afrobacteria as a powder in the incubator, we close within 5 days. After 5 days, we know that our Afrobacteria did the work to clean our wastewater that we are going to use for our farming activities. But let's remember that Afrobacteria is not only there to remove pollutants from wastewater, is also there to remove from the soil. That is why I mentioned the work that Afrobacteria will be doing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
My question is related to the first one that has been asked by Prof. And it relates to your the capacity to expand your input to a national-wide level. How would be the process? How easy would it be possible for you to roll out what you have come up with to a national-wide level? And who are you going to use? Are you going to use specialists? How do you go about it if it is going to have some impact? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prof. It's a very good question. Remember that our farmers are from coastal and mining activities area, and South Africa is among the biggest producer of pollutant, emerging pollutant, let me put the precision, in the whole world. So actually, my techniques, my product or whatever, is it nationally or internationally? What I would like to say is that the last, the 3rd of December, I won also one competition with this. I am related to India University, for instance, the Mumbai University and the Pune University, who called me so that we can implement the product Afrobacteria in Africa, also in the Middle East. Let's remember that in the Middle East, they are using physical and chemical method, meaning that, for instance, in the Saudi Arabia, Yemen, and Israel, we are using the physical and chemical parameter. Now, India needs me so that we can incubate the product and
sell the product around the area where we have such problems. Yeah, that means it is not just for South Africa, it can be used internationally where we have the same problem.
Okay, so thank you, Iroko, and thank you to the judges, and we are gearing up to the final point of this idea competition, and very soon we are going to see who is going to win what and who will be at which position. So at this stage, we are going to have a time where, as I mentioned before, you, the audience, would have the time, the chance to also contribute in selecting one of the ideas as the best idea and should be rewarded. So in this moment, we are going to have an audience voting session. What you have to do, we are going to use the Zoom session for this voting. So there will be a poll that would pop up on your screen. Okay, the poll is already on. You can see all the 6 ideas that we have seen within the last few minutes. And think for yourself, look at the ideas critically. Which of them is your favorite? Which of them appeals to you? Which of them do you think is innovative, is relevant, and can make an impact? And vote for this idea. You only have to select the idea, and then you click on, you send the idea to us. We'll collect these ideas, this vote, and then we will announce who won also the audience award. We have about 5 minutes for this, so please go ahead and then select your ideas, select your vote for your ideas as it is now. So you can start now, and then please vote now, because when we take it off, you cannot have it again. So please vote now. Okay, so I hope you have all voted. We'll take a short break. The voting is on the voting is on the screen, on the Zoom link. You have to vote, you have to vote through the Zoom poll. So you have to be in the Zoom to be able to vote. So be in the Zoom poll. It's in the Zoom poll, so you can see it on the screen now, and then you select one of the ideas. So there's no link. You are seeing the poll in the Zoom, and then you select the idea and you vote directly in Zoom. I hope that is clear. So as we are voting, we would take a short break, and then we'll come back, and then we'll announce the winners, and also the winners for each of the awards that we have. So we take a 5 minutes break, and then we'll come back. Thank you. Okay. We are winding down the time for the break, and I hope you are all gathering back and excited about knowing who won what in this year's business idea competition. I'm equally excited to know the results. So we will start off first with the jury awards. We would get to know first the third position, the third place prize winner, which is going to get 300 euros, and then the second prize winner going to get 500 euros. The first prize gets 1,000 euros. And we want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, the award sponsor, Cornerscope, which is helping and supporting small and medium scale enterprises in developing and entering new markets. And so thank you very much to Cornerscope for supporting and sponsoring our awards this year. They are also the same sponsors for the audience awards as well. So thank you once again. So our judges are ready, and then so I would want to invite Professor Wanderi, who is going to make the announcement for the third position for the jury awards, the third position. Please, Professor Wanderi, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. It's an exciting moment. And we have always said, may the best team win. We have always said everybody is a winner. And we've always said everybody has led it. However, we will mention the following three, and now I'm mentioning the third one. And this is none other than the persons who call themselves PlantLife, a farmer's mobile plant diagnostic tool. And this is no other than a group of three persons: Lonnie, Josephine, and Blessing. Congratulations.
Yeah, a big congratulations to Blessing, Josephine, and Lonnie for placing third in the competition. Congratulations to you. So we can all give an e-clap to the team for coming this far. And so congratulations to you once again from me. And yeah, we would move on. Since it's digitally, we move on, things happen quickly on the digital stage. So we move on to the second place, and we would have Mr. Akumiya to announce the second position, the second prize. Please, Mr. Akumiya.
Thank you, Bismarck. And not to waste time, the second prize goes to E-Trash to Cash. Thank you.
Congratulations to E-Trash to Cash, the team Salisu, Khadija, and Chiroma for placing second in the AGEA Idea Competition 2021. Congratulations, and thank you for sharing ideas, and congratulations to you. So this team also wins 500 euros as the prize for this year's competition. So congratulations to E-Trash to Cash. Now, we are coming for the top prize. The top prize, the first prize winner by jury. And I'll call on Dr. Gonzalez to announce this prize. Dr. Gonzalez?
I think, yeah. Gonzalez.
Okay, he's here.
Gonzalez, please do you. Please do it. Even when we cannot see you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Utz and Bismarck. The first winners is or are REALNUTRI Rice Flour.
Yay!
Congratulations.
So congratulations to Dr. Grace Marvias and Dr. Michael for winning the first prize jury award in this year's competition. And for the prize, they get 1,000 euros for their sweat, I should say. Yeah, so congratulations to you once again for placing first in the idea competition. All right, so interesting, we still have another one, and this one, it's out of the hands of the jury. So this is the audience awards, and that is you who have joined us today by the votes selecting for us one award. And so I would leave it in the hands of Professor Domberger to take us through the announcement and then seeing who placed first in the jury award to win the jury prize.
Okay, Bismarck, will we be able to see the voting, or should I just announce?
You go ahead and announce, and then we will see the voting.
Okay, so please, I would ask the jury to, the regie to show the picture of the voting. Can you do this, please? Here you see it, and it's Utrecht to Cash, who is the winner. Oh, 29%, yeah, of all the votings you got. So congratulations, guys. Congratulations to Nigeria for being the winner. Wonderful.
Yeah, I would add my voice again and say congratulations to Utrecht to Cash, and of course the rest of you for participating in this year's idea competition. Congratulations to all the winners and all the other 6 for participating. And thank you for being part of this year's idea competition. Going forward, we would contact you, and then we would have further engagement with you. You will find a way for you to get your prizes. And then we'll have further arrangement for you to have the post-competition support that is part of the AGEA system in terms of supporting ideas going forward. So we'll be in contact with you. At this point, we'll bring the whole, first of all, this session to a close. And I hope that you all look forward to AGEA Business Idea Competition 2022, which we would start announcing, would announce very soon in due course. So please be on the lookout, visit our website and check out, get the information on the activities that we are undertaking, and you can join us when it is within something that is beneficial to you and your university. You can also reach us and get more information through the website as well. Again, on that note, I have the pleasure to bring the whole Fifth International Info-In conference to a close. We want to say thank you to our keynote speakers, and from the beginning who joined us and participated in the sessions, the first session, and also the winners also for the Access University of Ideas competition. Congratulations to you, and thank you for being part of the session today. And it's our hope that the session has been beneficial to you, and we'll be able to expand the Info-In network and create more engagement discussing issues about university business linkages going forward, and be able to come up with new projects, new ideas, new activities, be able to do new activities together going forward. Again, the idea competition, also the panelists, sorry, I must say thank you to the panelists who were in the second session. Those who joined from other places, we can see people from Ghana who joined all from in Sunyani together. So that is the AGEA network in Sunyani who have joined us. Thank you very much for joining, and we are glad that you were able to join us as a group like that. Thank you very much. That is so impressive, and thank you. Others who joined from other places, from Asia, from Africa, Latin America, elsewhere, Europe, everywhere. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope that we'll be able to have another opportunity to meet again on the platform to discuss issues relating to university cooperation with industry and so forth. So thank you. I don't know if Professor Domberger would want to add something to it, but otherwise, then we want to bring this conference to a close, and thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye to all.
Bye.